Okay, here we go. First question thing to be answered on this new channel devoted entirely to the questions that you answer. Ask. And off to a great start. The way this works, by the way, is that on my Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/DomFera, I frequently post a thing that says, hey, the first 10 questions in the comments for this will be answered in a video for sure. And then I skip around to other ones. This is the first one that will go on the new channel. Okay, well that's the one that I said just because that was the first one. But it's not always going to say that it's the first one because that doesn't make any sense. Alright, so first up, we have from Edward D. King IV. He says, so do you plan on going bigger than you already have? That was a good first question to be the first thing that I answer on this Facebook page. Yeah, totally, man. Clearly I have a thing for filmmaking, so I guess the dream is someday I'll be writing big movies and maybe acting in them and directing someday when I'm ready for it. So yes, definitely. Okay, Ryan Douche Canoe Shiver says, do you remember me? I totally do. I can't, it's hard to forget Douche Canoe. Donald Huston says, what's your favorite Monopoly piece? My favorite Monopoly piece is probably the dog. I think the dog. Yeah. Is there a top hat? The dog. And then Lewis Eric Bacon. Again, you ask this guy, you're gonna see his name a lot. He's always very lucky with this. He's always right there. Either that or he's just never not on the Facebook page. Worst movie ever, he asks. The worst movie ever, personally, that I think is the worst movie ever? Oh, The Three Stooges was real close. Rock of Ages was pretty terrible. Okay, currently, what I think is the worst movie that I think I've ever seen, is probably The Three Stooges. Gus Rachel says, Superman's powers or Batman's equipment? Superman's powers, totally, hands down. That's not even like a... Totally. Samantha Evans says, will you do more Shoop da Whoop? Oh, look at that, we couldn't even go... How many comments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth comment asks about laser collection. That was actually not too bad. Yeah, totally. I got the sixth one coming up soon, and there's going to be a video on the big channel shortly that will... You'll see. And it's going to ask you what you want to see for the next laser collection. So get excited for that, is what I meant to say. Maynard Santos. Am I saying that right? Maynard Santos says, has anyone really been F you. It's that stupid... Yes. Amar Lapastica says, why is Tyler so good looking? I don't know. Good genes. Shops at American Eagle. Good genes. Yeah? No? Michael Menendez says, could Rio rule the universe? He does, actually. Last one for the first 10. Dustin Houghton says, can you use Rio as Dr. Octogonapus' cat? No. 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 That's a good thing to bring up, actually. I always get a lot of suggestions from everybody. They send me their ideas for laser collections and that kind of stuff. And I love hearing that people are thinking enough about my stuff that they have ideas for it, but keep your ideas to yourself. Those are yours, you know. Don't let me take them. If you want to do something funny, then go for it. So now here comes the part where I skip around because I did the first 10. Alrighty. Here's a good one. Trevor McDowell says, how far along do you think you and the DFear crew have come along since billygoatcaller? Along. I mean along as people, along in general, and along everything to along. Now he says, I mean as people in general and everything to do with films. I mean, that's the big thing with making movies or anything, really. I mean, it's... The world is the more you do it, the better you get at it. And if you truly, honestly care about it and you care how each one turns out, you're going to get better because you learn from your mistakes. So I look at billygoatcaller and there's a lot of things about it that we did really well and I think that we did right. And then with that comes a whole lot of stuff that we fixed along the way and stuff we've gotten better at. So, I mean, it's like anything. You know, we've grown up. Comedy senses have changed a little bit and yeah, I mean, I think that we've gotten better, right? Skip it around, skip it around, skip it, 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 skip it. Here's a nice and easy one. Inferi Sententia. What's his name? Inferi Sententia. Inferi Sententia. Inferi. He says Coke or Pepsi. Or she says, is this a boy or a girl? Good question. Oh, I clicked on his stupid... First of all, it doesn't even say. It's a male. Thanks a lot, Inferi, you jerk. I clicked on your thing and now I gotta go and find the... I hate timeline. Alright, here's a good one. Enrique Perez. I just talked to this guy actually on Skype for the Indiegogo thing. Enrique says, are you and the rest of the DFear gang going to keep making short comical skits, or are you going to try to focus more on writing and making short films like The End and Ellie Hart? More, you know, the farther along we get, the more interesting it is to tell bigger stories, at least for me. You know, I mean, I write all of the short films and stuff like that, and it's harder too now because we're all going to different schools, and this year Tim is moving to Boston, and you know, Seth is in Jersey, and I'm in New York, and it's just everybody's all split up all over the place, and Darren's in New York too, but in a different part, I think. Darren. So it's just harder to get together just for like a short thing. It's kind of like you got to gauge how important something is, but we like it. I mean, when we did Hans the Lifeguard, we all had a really good time, so I still like doing it. It's just, it's a time thing now, so you got to figure, you know, what would be the best use of our time. All right, what is your this is a good one. Scott Larish says, what is your favorite movie / the one that inspired you to become a filmmaker? I don't have a moment where I saw a movie and I was like, this is what I want to do, because I was the kid who I would watch like a movie every single day. I would go through phases of what my favorite movie was. For a while it was Lion King, and then it was Aladdin and Goofy Movie, and I would watch them all the time. And Toy Story, of course, that was a huge one. It was a big saga of my life. And it was clear that that's, you know, I liked it, and I liked stories, and I liked watching stories happen. So, but the one that, if I had like a model for what I think, you know, what my favorite movie is, the one that I like aspire to be, is definitely Back to the Future. Back to the Future is, I think, one of the best screenplays ever written. It is so perfect and tight, and it's everything it needed to be, and it brings something there for everybody, and it's like a little bit of a cliche thing to say, but it's got everything, you know? Alright, I guess that wraps it up for the first one. So, again, still getting used to this and still trying to figure it out, and we'll see how this is going to go. But one thing, new thing I want to employ is the DFear Challenge. And the challenge will be something that I do every single week, and it'll be, I'll give you a word or a line or something that, that should inspire you to go out and make a photo, an illustration, or a video, or music, or anything creative that you can possibly do based around the idea or the word or whatever the prompt is. And I encourage you, even if you're not a creative person or don't consider yourself one, try to do this. Just try to get involved, because it's going to be really fun, and I'll look at all of them, and then the next week when I do the next question thing, I'll pick my favorite one, and I'll highlight some of the best ones, and it'll just be fun, and I really want to involve everybody, so yeah. So here it is, the very first DFear challenge ever. Raisins and peanuts. Whatever that means to you, in your heart, make it. Go be creative, draw something, make music, make a movie, I don't f***ing care. Just do it. And when you're done, upload it to YouTube, upload it to SoundCloud, upload it to and I don't even know. And then send it to billygoatcaller@gmail. That's not right. billygoatcaller@yahoo.com. And I will look at all of them. Every single one. And then I'll pick my favorite. And then we'll talk about it on the next show, and it'll be great, and just do it.